Here's my Power 10 rankings after the last week of non-conference play and an incredible weekend of volleyball. Two reverse sweeps have shaken up the top of my rankings a bit, so let's go through it. Wisconsin stays on top. Pulled out a 5-set win over an incredible Florida team in front of basically 10,000 plus Florida fans. The Gators lost their star setter, but the Badgers still showed resilience, grit, balance, all of the above. A win's a win, and they stay on top. The next three spots are tough, but gotta move the undefeated Nebraska Huskers into the 2 spot. This team looked so impressive on the road in a 4-set win over Stanford, playing loose and energetic, swinging away. Harper Murray's going to be a franchise player for this program, but they really had the whole package in the win. Stellar defense led by Lexi Rodriguez, Merritt Beeson killing it on the right side, and then so much success out of the middle with Becca Alec and Andy Jackson. You can justify Florida or Louisville here at number 3. Both were reverse swept at home by top-tier teams, and both were so impressive even despite the losses. But despite just how good I think Florida is, they're currently without one of the best setters in the nation in Alexis Stuckey. Kennedy Muff did a great job stepping in for Stuckey, but it's a big loss to not only lose your setter, but Alexis Stuckey as your setter. Had she not gone down with that injury, they would be at 1 or 2 this week. At 5, Stanford. The Cardinal are hanging on to the top 5 spot after a split week. A pretty disappointing loss to Nebraska at home, but then a big win over Louisville on the road, showing a lot of hot and cold so far this season. At 6, Oregon moves back up after a gritty win over Pitt, grinded out another 5-set win over JMU, and then picked up a big win over Marquette to move up. Coming in at 7, hello, Washington State. Let's give credit where credit is due. This team has now beat 3 ranked opponents, a 4-set win over BYU, a 4-set win over Baylor, and then a 4-set win over the reigning champs, Texas. It's no fluke either. This team is loaded with impressive players. They have just 1 loss on the season to Louisville, and they enter the Power 10 in a big way. At 8, Pittsburgh. The Panthers picked up their 2nd loss of the season to Oregon, but in a gritty battle, 3 ranked wins still on the year. At 9, BYU. I'm keeping them in for now, taking into account the win over Pitt and 1 loss to Washington State now in my Power 10 at number 7. Not a ton of other ranked matchups to take into consideration here, but they've got a lot coming up now that they're in the Big 12. And lastly, at 10, Georgia Tech. The Jackets lost to Georgia, hence the drop. But hey, it was an in-state rivalry battle, and the Jackets still have 3 ranked wins, including 1 over Penn State and just 1 loss. Creighton was a close contender for this 10 spot after taking down Minnesota this week. I will mention that. So there you have my Power 10 rankings after a crazy week. Let me know your thoughts.